Trust is the foundation of any relationship, and in a place of worship, it is sacred. When that trust is broken, it shakes the very core of a community. This is the story of how a trusted pastor's life was turned upside down after a devastating betrayal by someone he considered not only a colleague, but a friend. This is not just a story of heartbreak and scandal, but also one of resilience, redemption, and the power of forgiveness. It's a journey through the depths of despair and the climb toward healing and renewal. Pastor Jonathan had always been a pillar of the community, known for his compassionate sermons and unwavering dedication to his congregation. He had built a church that felt like family. People came to him with their struggles, their fears, and their hopes, and he always seemed to know the right thing to say. Among the staff who worked closely with him was his secretary, Linda. She had been with the church for over 5 years, managing schedules, coordinating events, and assisting Jonathan with day-to-day tasks. To everyone, she was a reliable, hard-working individual who shared the pastor's vision for the church. Linda and Jonathan worked together seamlessly. Their professional relationship was built on mutual respect and trust. Jonathan often spoke highly of her, appreciating her dedication and the way she seemed to go above and beyond for the church. Over time, their working relationship developed into a close friendship. They often spent hours discussing church matters, community outreach plans, and even personal struggles. Linda had a way of making people feel comfortable, and Jonathan valued her input not just as a colleague, but as a confidant. Their friendship, while innocent in Jonathan's eyes, began to raise eyebrows among certain members of the congregation. Rumors started to circulate, fueled by whispers of late-night meetings and the ease with which they seemed to share each other's company. Jonathan dismissed these concerns, believing them to be baseless gossip. The truth came to light in the most unexpected way. One Sunday, after delivering a particularly powerful sermon about trust and forgiveness, Jonathan began to feel unwell. At first, he attributed it to exhaustion. After all, running a church and attending to the needs of the congregation was no small feat, but as the weeks went by, his symptoms worsened. Concerned, Jonathan finally visited a doctor. The results of his tests were devastating. He had contracted HIV. The diagnosis left him in shock. How could this have happened? He had been faithful to his wife and had always led a life of integrity and morality. Confused and desperate for answers, Jonathan began to piece together the events of the past year. It was then that Linda's behavior began to stand out. Her sudden resignation from the church a few months earlier, her cryptic comments about personal struggles, and her disappearance from the congregation all seemed to point to something deeper. Determined to uncover the truth, Jonathan reached out to Linda. After several attempts, she finally agreed to meet him. The conversation that followed was one of the most difficult moments of Jonathan's life. Through tears, Linda confessed that she had been diagnosed with HIV years earlier and had not disclosed her condition. She admitted to engaging in behavior that put Jonathan at risk, claiming it was never her intention to harm him. Her admission was a mix of guilt, fear, and regret. Jonathan's world shattered as the reality of her betrayal sank in. Word of the situation spread quickly through the congregation. What began as whispers soon turned into a full-blown scandal. Members of the church were divided. Some rallied around Jonathan, offering support and prayers, while others questioned his judgment and leadership. The church, once a beacon of unity, was now a community divided by pain and betrayal. Jonathan faced not only the physical and emotional toll of his diagnosis, but also the challenge of leading a congregation through a time of crisis. His faith, which had always been his guiding light, was tested in ways he could never have imagined. Despite the immense pain, Jonathan knew he had to move forward. He began seeking medical treatment and counseling to cope with his diagnosis. Therapy became a lifeline, helping him process the betrayal and the overwhelming emotions that came with it. Jonathan also turned to his faith, finding solace in prayer and scripture. He shared his journey with the congregation, using his experience to teach lessons about forgiveness, resilience, and the power of community. His vulnerability inspired many, transforming a story of betrayal into a message of hope. As for Linda, she disappeared from the public eye. Jonathan chose to forgive her, not for her sake, but for his own peace of mind. Holding on to anger would only keep him tied to the pain, and forgiveness allowed him to begin the process of healing. Over time, the church began to heal. Jonathan's openness about his struggles brought the congregation closer together. Members who had once doubted him came to admire his strength and honesty. The church's mission expanded to include outreach programs focused on education, health awareness, and support for those living with HIV. Jonathan's personal journey mirrored the church's transformation. He found a renewed sense of purpose, dedicating himself to spreading messages of hope and resilience. While the scars of the past remained, they became a testament to the strength it took to overcome. Looking back, Jonathan realized that even the darkest moments can lead to growth and renewal. His experience taught him about the importance of honesty, the power of forgiveness, and the resilience of the human spirit. To those who have faced betrayal or hardship, Jonathan's story is a reminder that no matter how painful the journey, there is always a path forward. It may not be easy, but with faith, support, and determination, healing is possible. Thank you for listening to this story. If it resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments. Let's create a space of hope and support for anyone who might be going through a difficult time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of resilience and redemption.